Your eyes are beginning to close. Let them close. 1, you are now in a deep level of trance.
You are definitely not going to sleep because I got 3 more ethical persuasion tips for you today. Just make sure you use them with caution and that you're ready for all the sales they can bring you. I'm John Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Welcome back, and this is 7 persuasion tips. It's basically ethical mind control, part 2. And these are the 3 more tips that I want to share with you that I couldn't share with you in the previous video. If you haven't watched the previous video, you might want to do that right now so that you can get the first of these 7 tips. And this is going to be the last 3 of these tips. Oh, and by the way, I did it again. I used several of these tips in my opening sentence. I'm sort of naughty like that. Yeah. So if you are a copywriter looking for copywriting tips, copywriting techniques, or if you sell anything online, this is for you. Let's dive into the training. Okay, this is the 5th tip of our 7 tips, and I covered the other 4 in the first video. The 5th tip is the secret of the secret. Yeah. You know, the secret is hardly new. Yeah, if you watched the first video, you got that one. If you didn't, you're completely lost, and I don't like you anymore. But despite being an oldie, and it is a very old secret, it is a goodie. And I'm going to show you some really cool different ways to use it today. But before I do that, as always, I like to dive into the psychology of why things work. And take a look at this. The Secret was a movie in 2006 that took the world by storm for good or for evil. It's up to you on deciding for that. But I had several friends of mine that were actually in that movie, believe it or not. But 2006, that's a long time ago, and people still remember The Secret. Just 2 words, right? Those 2 words made that movie, along with the content of the movie, multi-billion-dollar success. And I think it did it, and I think the word secret still does that type of powerful trickery in copy because of a very weird thing called FOMO, or fear of missing out. Now, it's not that weird. Basically, we don't want to feel like we're missing out on something, but when you have a secret, and let's say that you tell the secret to one of your best friends, and one of your other friends finds out that you didn't tell him or her. Do you remember what that was like, by the way, in junior high school? I mean, it was like the worst thing ever. So-and-so's got a secret, and then you didn't know the secret? Yeah, that's where that pain comes from. You want to know the secret, and guess what? When we hear the word secret, it fires off all those junior high school images of Jim Dalton that you just want to kick his ass. Maybe that was my own trauma. And by the way, I did kick his ass. And his sister, I think. Anyway, that was getting off topic. Marketers know this, copywriters know this. We know the psychology of the word secret, and so we use it a lot. So I'm going to give you some ways to use it that may be a little bit different than what you're used to. Let's take a look. Okay, let's look at the first headline. I couldn't lose weight until I discovered this. Now, the very obvious thing to add to the end of that is the word secret. I couldn't lose weight until I discovered this secret. That changes the tenor and the power of that headline dramatically. But let's look at a couple of other ways to use the word secret. Revealed, how doctors treat their colds. Now that's a really good headline, but if I change that slightly to revealed, how doctors secretly treat their colds, it has a whole different tenor, has a whole different feeling to it, doesn't it? Because now it's as if the doctors are holding something away from you and you want it even more. That's an even more powerful use of the word secret. Let's look at one more example. A way to earn more money online. Now that's a bad headline. That's a very bad headline, but check this out. The secret to earning more money online changes everything. So let me ask you a question. Are you liking what you're hearing so far? Granted, we've only covered 1 tip. I got 2 more to go, but if you do and you want to help support this channel, do me a favor, pulverize that like button down below. Do me a favor to do the same thing to that bell so that you can be notified the moment my new videos drop. While you're down there, do me a favor, leave a comment and subscribe if you have not. Now, let's get on with it. Tip number 6 is called the power of reciprocity, of giving back, of wanting to give back. Now, Robert Cialdini, who wrote Influence, The Power of Persuasion, a great book. I highly suggest that you read it. Nice guy as well. Met him once. Cool dude. So Robert wrote in his book all about the power of reciprocity, along with several other persuasion techniques that you should check out. And let me tell you what it is and some cool ways that you can use it. Reciprocity is basically giving so much value that your prospect feels obliged to buy from you, almost like they don't have a choice. And a great example of that, if I may say so myself, is this YouTube channel itself. So many people have commented saying, I can't believe how much value I get from watching this channel. Why are you giving this away for free? But check this out. If the free stuff is this good, imagine how good the paid stuff is, right? Well, I'm also building a lot of reciprocity. I'm also giving a lot to you without asking you for anything in return. And hopefully you will return the favor and support my businesses, support my software companies, support my copywriting products, etc. It's a win-win, man. Now, other ways you can use reciprocity is by giving away bonuses. That's where most marketers fall into as far as what they can do immediately. So make your bonuses really good. Try not to give away just crap bonuses. Make it really juicy. Make it so good that people say, you know what? I bought your book because of this bonus. I want people to say that. I want people to say, you know, I wasn't 100% sold on that book, but this bonus was amazing. So in CopyPro, we have a bonus called Leads in a Box. That bonus costs me 5 figures a year to license. It is a very juicy bonus. And people do say, hey, John, I bought CopyPro. Wasn't sure if it was for me, but that bonus looked really, really good. So that's what I want people to say. I want them to feel like they've gotten something extremely valuable for free, with the caveat, of course, that they purchased the main product. The bottom line is you almost want the people to feel guilty if they don't buy from you. I mean, like, consider this. You're probably going to buy anything that I ask you to buy if you're a fan of this channel and you trust me, okay? That's what I know. If you can afford it, that's going to be a sale. And one of the main reasons that is true is because I've earned your reciprocity. I want you to go out and earn it for your customers. Cool? Okay, our final tip, tip number 7, is the tip of social proof. Now, most of you know the power of social proof. Most of you understand that you need to have testimonials that are going to be praising your product or service. However, I'm going to give you naturally my spin on it and a really cool template that you can use to get much better social proof. See, here's the thing. Customers that want to take the time out of their day to say, hey, John, CopyPro or Now VSL or whatever product or service it might be is so awesome. Thank you for giving it to me. Those people deserve to be rewarded in my book. Now, also, they're probably not copywriters. They're probably not thinking in terms of how do I say something to market this the best for John. They're just doing something out of the kindness of their hearts. So here's a way you can kill a lot of birds with one stone, and I've got nothing against birds. I want you to be in charge of your own testimonials. Be in charge, okay? Take charge of the testimonials. And here's how you can do it. Have a form that your prospects fill out that basically says exactly what you want them to say. And here's how this can work. You can send an email out to your customers and go, hey, if you love product or service, then do me a favor, leave me a testimonial. Please go to this page. And if you do, I'm going to give you this sweet, juicy bonus called blank. And it's something that's not advertised, something that they don't already have, obviously. Make it valuable, make it worth their time, and just say, I just really appreciate you for taking time out of your day to do this. And check this out. When they get to that page, it's not just a box where they start typing. No, because people will ramble on and they will say things that maybe aren't as conducive as what you would like them to say. But follow this formula, okay? Make a form for them to fill out that has the sentences above it, and then they fill out the rest of the form. So go something like this. Let's check it out. Before I purchased in the name of the offer, I was blank. So it's already inciting them to say, I was in bad shape, I wasn't making money online, I was 40 pounds overweight. So you get their before story, right? Next sentence. At my worst point, I thought to myself, quote, end quote. We're asking them for their nightmare quote, the worst part of their story. Then I picked up name of your offer. The first thing I noticed was blank. Okay, so now we're going to get how fast something happened for them. The first thing I noticed is that I had more energy. You want to hear that. You want to know that. So this is going to make a great quote, right? Then in about blank days, I noticed blank. Okay, so that's their intermediate level success. And now check this out. Today, I am blank, the transformation. That's why I highly recommend offer to anyone wanting to goal, whatever the goal of it is, you would just type that out. The investment was more than worth it. So basically what I want you to do here is build an entire before and after story inside one testimonial. You're not going to use everything word for word because that would sound really hokey. You get their permission to rewrite this. And you can put this in fine print if you want, like, please give me your permission to slightly reword things. I will not change any of your details. Just for, we want to make for creativity's sake or for brevity's sake is what we usually say. So to make it briefer, we may rewrite some things. Most people will have no problem with this. So you can take that exact story that I just showed you. And you can make 50 different versions of testimonials all around that. From, just taking just parts of it. For example, you might not want to take somebody that said, hey, after 1,000 days, I finally noticed this. So you can just nuke that part and you can just talk about how they were before they got the product. Before I got blank, I felt blank. Now I feel great. You can make it really generic like that. So this is a really cool way to get some really awesome information out of your customers that is 100% factual because they're the ones filling it out. Now I have to put a caveat in here. I'm not an attorney, so be sure to run this by an attorney before you publish it and all that kind of stuff. But my attorney had no issues with this. And you can also use this, by the way, for video scripting. Because a lot of times when people send video testimonials, they're great, they're awesome, they're the best form of testimonials in my opinion, but they often go on for 4 or 5 minutes. So when you ask for a video testimonial, and you can actually do it on that same page, or click here and do a video testimonial, please keep this to 60 seconds or less. It's easier for them, so they have to think fast. Okay, if they have to think fast, they're usually going to say the things that you want them to say. But if they go on and on, sometimes they will not say the things that you want them to say. So when you're getting testimonials, you want to be thinking of these things. Number one, where were they before they got the product? How bad off were they? What was their worst point? What did they say to themselves at their worst point? What's the first thing they noticed? What's the second thing they noticed? And how are they today? How has their life changed? So make sure that you're getting those life-changing testimonials in there, if at all possible, okay? And of course, that it was worth the money and they would recommend it to everyone in the world. Okay, so that was 7 persuasion tips. That's basically ethical mind control part 2. We're going to cover a lot more persuasion tips in the near future. However, in my next video, it is all about the $50 million sales letter, baby. Part 3, part 3, I think that is 3, by the way. Part 3, can't wait to get into that with you. And I want you to do me one more favor, like, share, sub, and smash that bell for notifications while you're down there. I am John Benson, and I'm here to help make you unignorable.